In 1501, King Ferdinand II of Aragon and Queen Elizabeth I of Castile, in response to the rapid decline of the indigenous population of Hispaniola, granted permission for the Caribbean colonists to begin importing African slaves. What could possibly go wrong? Welcome back to glorious Santo Domingo. Let's continue with our story. When the Europeans landed on what is now the Dominican Republic, they introduced several things to the New World, not least of which was disease. And as it turned out, starvation, forced labor, and physical abuse had an adverse effect on the immune systems of the Taínos. And with the need for a labor force to meet the demands of the country's burgeoning sugarcane industry, the transatlantic slave trade got a new stop. The first major slave revolt in the Americas occurred on December 25, 1521. Enslaved Muslims from the Wolof people of West Africa led an uprising at the plantation of Diego Colón, one of Christopher Columbus's sons. Many of these former slaves fled into the mountains where they formed independent communities, mixing with the indigenous peoples and eventually forming their own culture. By the 1530s, these groups had become so numerous that in many rural areas, Spaniards could only safely travel outside of their plantations in large armed groups. Eventually, many of the European colonists left for the greener, less dangerous pastures of Mexico and Peru, leaving the now free blacks, remaining indigenous people, and less affluent colonists to make their own way in a dwindling economy. Today, with over 75% of the population self-identifying as mulatto or mestizo, 12% is black, and 18% white, the Dominican Republic is a country rich in diversity. While on the subject of diversity, let's head back to Zona Colonial and check out Republica Brewing, where their beer selection is also fraught with diversity.
Did you see what I did there?
Dark in the daylight, with the Black Keys coming through the speakers, the ambiance in this place has Rone the Wanderer written all over it. Let's get right to it. First, I tried their Real Deal IPA. It's an American IPA with an extremely smooth finish, and with 9% ABV, it'll get you where you're trying to go, quickly. Next up was their mango sour.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's tart. It'll definitely get your attention and get you up in the morning, or the afternoon, or like whenever you choose to start drinking. There are really no wrong answers here. And if that wasn't awkward enough, then the power went out. I'm told this happens occasionally all over town. Luckily, beer tastes exactly the same in the dark. Don't believe me? Try for yourself. Until next time, salute.